In this video, I'll be sharing with you a simple explanation on how to achieve the upper part or a ruched shoulder blouse of this dress. So if you haven't yet subscribed, please go ahead to hit on the subscribe button. And this dress is from Tailored by Bale on Instagram. So to start, here is my pattern, and I've gone ahead to mark out the basic measurement I need for the blouse part of this dress, which is the shoulder to bust, under bust, waistline, and I added 5 inches for my blouse length. Now after this, I'm going to mark my shoulder divided by 2, right? After marking my shoulder divided by 2, I'll go ahead to mark the extension I want for my sleeve. That is the actual length of my sleeve before the gathers or ruche effect on the shoulder. Now, after doing this, I'll mark a basic neckline. I'll be using about 4 inches. Now, under my sleeve length, I'll come down by 1 inch at this point. Now, what I'll do is to go ahead to place my ruler, connect from that point all the way to the neckline I marked. Now, after I'm done marking that, for this particular pattern, you don't really need your chest line, but I'll just go ahead to mark it as a guide so that the pattern won't be too confusing. So I'll go ahead to find my chest line, which is my bust circumference divided by 6 plus 1.5 inches. Now I'm going to go ahead to mark out a straight line here. Now after marking that, I'm just going to go ahead to mark my shoulder divided by 2. Now after marking this, I'll draw out a straight line. Note, I'm not really using this, I'll just be using it as a guide. I'll mark my bust circumference divided by 4 and I'll add a sewing allowance to it. Use any sewing allowance of your choice. Here I'll mark my under bust circumference divided by 4, then add my sewing allowance. On the waistline, mark your waist circumference divided by 4 and add your sewing allowance, and then mark your hip circumference divided by 4 and add your sewing allowance. Now after you're done marking that, I'm now going to extend this pattern all the way down, but I'll still readjust the sleeve because it has to suit the round measurements of your sleeve. Now I'll connect from my under bust to my waist and from my waist to my blouse length, and I'll go ahead to outline this. Now after I'm done connecting, the next step I'll take is to come up by this side to draw out the hemline of my blouse. Now after I'm done marking this, measure round where your sleeve stops. Like if your sleeve is 10 inches, measure round there. So whatever you should measure should be free. After measuring that, add 1 inch to it for joining allowance. So from there, my under bust, I'll come down by 1 inch. Now I'm going to now slant it and connect it this way, right? Now from here, I'll come up by 1 inch and I'll be connecting it down to my under bust.